Afternoon, Baba.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask you a question about how do you see ACAM moving forward in this new year, 2024?
Actually, I started greeting you as a sir, which is what we are going to move away from.
Yes.
Or I should have said Mhlegazi or something like that, Mfowe to Ganjal. We have beautiful ways to use than these colonial ways like sir, madam, and all right. I don't want to, let me keep into that space of mine. And then, ACAM will move speedily as it is already taking off. You saw me taking off my spectacles. When a jet plane moves into the sky, it's not wearing spectacles. Is it wearing spectacles?
No.
If it wears spectacles, it must be grounded immediately if it needs spectacles. So that's why I took off my spectacles to say, we are taking off. We are ACAM. We are ACAM, and ACAM is not about somebody says, it sounds like I come. No, it's not ACAM, it's about we come. It's ACAM, all of us come. We are coming up very strongly, very beautifully, prettily, and astoundingly great. And a lot of people are responding very positively to our program. Those that we have shared the draft manifesto with. You will have some people who will tell you, no, let us leave this to Jehovah. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
You have crackpots like that who think even Yahweh wants you to worship him before you can sort out your matters down here. And some people, of course, they think you must pay allegiance to politics and politicians before you can ever do anything.
Also, I wanted to ask you, if ACAM becomes the ruling party in this country, how will policy making be different from the current paradigm that we have at the moment?
First, to start with, it will never be a political party. It will be a body of governance that will have respected people so much that it took everything to the constitutional, Constituent Assembly. Took it to the Constituent Assembly to be ratified there. And once, especially the principles that we call programs are going to be very heavily projected and spread across by government, not by some NGO and so on. Whilst we are not going to take the work of the NGOs away from them, they will be in better partnerships with government to push programs. And as these programs are ratified, then you bring them down to the House of Making Laws. The House of Making Laws. We are avoiding words like Parliament. It will be House of Making Laws. House of Making Laws says, okay, how do we begin to look at this, mull over this, and turn them into policies? That's where you talk of policy making. And most of the people that would prefer to be selected and not elected should be experts, especially those at the helm of things, like the presidium that we will talk about in the manifesto. They will be guided by experts, not some guy because he's been a good comrade. It has been good to be good comrade this 30 years gone. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
People had to be saluted. People had to be thanked. But others overthanked themselves. They didn't wait for people to thank them. They named places under themselves or meeting others. You don't have a lot of places named after Sobukwe, but you have, just for an example.
Yes. Yes, I understand.
Yes.
So the process will be much decentralized than the current system we have, because now we have this legislature in the parliament, and then from there the president can go on and say, okay, I approve of this law or I veto this law. But now if in ACAM's case, then the laws will not be ratified by the so-called president in the manner that we have today.
He actually does not ratify them. All he does is to selectively choose what he thinks works for his or her government. And when he does that, these laws are actually enacted by cabals. Don't you know that?
That's the problem, yes.
These are cabals.
Yes.
How can you entrust your whole future and heritage and history to cabals? You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'll go to my history and check what cabal means, but it looks like some monster.
Yes, it is a monster.
Monstrous people.
It is a monster.
You understand what I mean? So I'm happy that you as a lingual person, you assert that it is a monster. You have monsters sitting there and drinking tea, playing mouse and cat games, cat and mouse games, and then when they are tired, they say the law has passed, or because a certain section did not have enough votes. Man, we have the populace here. We need society. We need sovereignties to think about it. We need people like we are here in Everton. We must work on what must go into the house. We must work on it on the ground and take it to the house. People taking it to the house. The house, I said, it will be a house of experts. And in your own way, not dum-dums,
Yes.
We're not going to have dum-dums there who are busy becoming fat and raising their voice higher than others. We are not talking here about raising voices. We are not talking here about making some statements. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
This is all our country. We are not going to be going on to go and impress people by saying we will kiss some people. We will not kiss people. We'll take them by hand. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
We'll take them by hand and walk along with them. And it is possible. It can be done. Mandela tried to walk with them, although, it fell out in spaces with those who came after him.